shows an algebraic equation that contains decimals and fractions using multiplication and division. T over 40 and 8/10 shows an algebraic equation that contains decimals and fractions using multiplication and division. So let's solve for t here. So we have t over 40 and 8/10 giving us a quotient of -2 and 5/10. So what we do on the left side of the equal sign, we're going to do on the right side of the equal sign. All right, so we have to multiply on both sides since we're trying to isolate the t here. Let's make a little space here. Rewrite the equation as 40 and 8/10 times t over 40 and 8/10 equals -2 and 5/10 times 40 and 8/10. So the 40 and 8/10 on the left side are going to cancel out, isolating our variable t. And if we rewrite this statement on the right side, we're left with -2 and 5/10 times 40 and 8/10. Let's clean this up here just a touch. All right, so we're going to multiply vertically here. All right, 40 and 8/10 times 2 and 5/10. And let's not forget that there's a negative sign here. We'll apply it at the end of our multiplication here. Decimal alignment is unnecessary at this point since we're multiplying. So 8 times 5, that gives us 40. Drop down the 0, carry over the 4. 0 times 5 gives us 0, plus 4 gives us 4, and then 4 times 5 gives us 20. Moving on to the second row, we have 8 times 2, giving us 16. Drop down the 6, carry over the 1. Let's get rid of this 4 here. Carry over the 1. All right, 0 times 2 gives us 0, plus 1 is 1, and 4 times 2 gives us 8. So now we begin adding here. All right, let's drop down the 0. 4 plus 6 is 10. Drop down the 0, carry over the 1. 1 plus 0 plus 1 gives us 2. And then we have 2 plus 8 gives us 10. Now let's count the factors, or the decimal place values on both of our factors. We have 1 in our first factor, and then we have another 1 in our second factor. A total of 2 decimal jumps. 1, 2, from right to left. And now we're left with a whole of 102. So we can safely say here, when we rewrite the statement at this moment, t equals -102. And we check our answer by inputting our t into the original equation. So we can say 102 over 40 and 8/10 equals -2 and 5/10. Negative 102 over 40 and 8 tenths equals negative 2 and 5 tenths.